Artos the artist claims he has the best piece of advice for beginner artists. Well, I'll be the judge of that, for this video at least.
So this morning I was scrolling through my YouTube analytics when I came across this comment from a random person on the internet who is definitely not my friend in real life.
You've been conspiring with them all along, haven't you? You're the spy! Ooh, there's pie?
I wouldn't work with the Devils as a spy, ever!
I know what you are!
Video is kind of. In this video I'll give you the single best piece of advice that I can offer to beginner artists. And no, I won't include any of that generic but good art advice that's like, yes, you need to master composition, perspective, forms and structures, and color theory. No. Personally, I think that's too much for a beginner, especially for someone that literally just got into art. So stick around to the end so that you can understand my slightly controversial piece of art advice.
I feel you, bro. I feel your pain. That phone storage part, I feel your pain like crazy, bro. I know how it feels. I know how it feels, man. Always having to be conscious of space. It sucks. You want to create, but your phone is like, nah, bro. You ain't doing that. But then you gonna tell your phone, you gonna be like, no, we's doing this. We's doing this today. Whether you like it or not, we are recording this video.
As most of you could probably guess, I started drawing because of anime. Back in the day I was a real Dragon Ball Z nut. I say back in the day, but I'm actually pretty young for a Dragon Ball Z fan. I used to watch back in 2018. Anyways, getting sidetracked. Basically, I would come home from school every day, get on the computer and watch a few episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Eventually, on a random day, I decided to pause one of the episodes. I grabbed a piece of paper and I literally tried to draw one of the frames from the episode. Now, that proved to be pretty difficult. So eventually I had to pick up the piece of paper and hold it up to the screen and actually trace the frame. And my tracing wasn't too bad actually. I ended up taking that drawing to school the next day and all of my friends were just blown away. Eventually I kept doing it again and again and again until eventually I discovered that hey, maybe this drawing thing can work out. Now you can probably guess where I'm going with this. The single best piece of advice that I can give to beginner artists is to just copy. That's it. Just copy. Now what I mean by that? I literally mean just copy other people's work. Now you might think I'm crazy.
But what I have to say to that is, there's this saying by Pablo Picasso, good artists copy, great artists steal. So I'm going to keep watching the video just to see where he's headed with this. But that's just something to keep in mind. If you want to be a good artist, you copy. If you want to be a great artist, you steal. But I guess in the context in which he's speaking now, he's speaking towards the beginner artists. So most likely a beginner artist might not fully understand what it means to steal. So probably copying would be the best move to make for a beginner artist.
But I don't think that the best way to learn is to draw boxes or spheres or prisms or even to learn the art fundamentals. Now that's not to say that those are bad ways of learning. In fact, that's actually the most efficient way of learning. But it's also the fastest way to kill your passion for art. See, art is just that. It's a passion. And most people in life don't even get to find their passion. So we as artists are incredibly lucky to have found our passion in life, and we should treat it with extreme care. So that's why I say that the best advice that I can give to beginners is to copy other people's work. Now, I do not mean plagiarism. Do not plagiarize people's work. What I mean is look at their work and try to reproduce it yourself. Even if that means tracing. But if you trace, do not pass it off as your own work, because again, that's plagiarism. Copying people's work.
So something key to note here is you can copy, you can trace, but do not pass it off as your own original piece. That is where there's an issue. You can copy, you can trace for the sake of studying, but you should not pass it off as your original piece.
actually has a lot of benefits that you probably wouldn't even realize on a surface level. When you try to reproduce someone else's work, it forces you to observe the piece extremely closely so that you can get it as accurate as possible. And it builds upon your observation skills, which, if you didn't know, is an artist's most important skill. As you observe the techniques that other artists use, you're expanding upon your mental library. Now, what
Exactly. Observation. Observation is in fact a great skill. I feel like some of the things I'm able to draw now is not because I actually even learned how to draw them or that someone taught me how to draw them, but I actually learned them by observing, even sometimes subconsciously, which is why I said before that I did not actually try to learn them. Meaning now, if I actually put effort to try to know how to draw them more accurately, I would actually get better results. But a key thing, like you said, here is observing as artists. 3x one day ago said, out of my 56 drawings, they are all copied. Um, congrats. Okay. Kajan Thompson 7171 says, my way on drawing is don't hurry up and draw, take your time and then just enjoy. Yeah, basically, like there's no rush. There is no rush. Take your time. Trust the process. It's a process, right? So enjoy the process as you trust the process. No rush, guys. No rush. Notorious White Moth says, here is a little secret. When you remember something, you're imagining an experience from your own past. When you imagine something, you remember something that didn't happen. Memory and imagination are the same. Um, are they? I mean, memory is based off facts. Imagination is based off not facts or something that is not fact or has not even happened or did not really happen in reality. Oxygen user, aren't we all? 791 says, lol, is YouTube spying on me? Recently, I felt a bit down. YouTube recommended me some mental type of video, and now I just recently got into drawing. YouTube dropped me this recommendation. You don't get it, do you? You're being washed. You're being washed. The Captain 419, sorry, Captain 4318 says, copying is the only way I can draw. I have fun at and copying is the only way I can draw and have fun at the moment. I'm actually really quite good when it comes to recreating a drawing I find on Pinterest or something. But man, trying to learn the fundamentals to eventually draw something on my own is such a slug. I obviously will still keep pushing through it, but I want to do more than recreating drawings. Recreate drawings. That's the goal. Honestly, we all want to recreate original pieces. And like you said in the video, copying is okay for a start, but you have to eventually learn the fundamentals. You have to eventually start creating your own stuff. But at the end of the day, what you want is improvement. What you want is progress in your own art, right? And that's the ultimate goal. That is the goal for you as an artist. You want to draw better artworks, right? So even though you are tracing to speaking, ensure you go back to the fundamentals. Yes, they are not easy, but they will help you get where you need to be. I hope you find this video helpful. And without further ado, blues hill, blues the hill, and I'll catch you in the next one.